Good Monday evening, August 12th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a gunfire incident near Plain on Saturday that left one man wounded. An East Wenatchee man was convicted in Chelan County Court on Friday of 7 out of 8 counts in a 2020 sexual assault case. Our temperatures will fall back to normal through the week with cooler weather and possible showers by Friday. Your full forecast is straight ahead. Lightning and other factors contributed to a rash of small fires over the weekend, including the Little Wenatchee fire, which was first reported on Friday. That fire, about 20 miles northwest of Plain, is measured at just an acre and a half in size and is burning near the scar left by the earlier shoe fly fire. Most such fires are small and burning in remote or inaccessible areas. The 2-acre Safety Harbor fire, 23 miles northwest of Chelan, was also lightning caused and contained by crews from the far larger Pioneer fire. That fire now covers 38,000 acres, although management teams successfully defended the town of Stehekin by dropping 23,000 gallons of chemical retardant on the fire's western edge, as well as wrapping its vulnerable building in fire-resistant material. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a gunfire incident near Plain on Saturday that left one man wounded but unwilling to speak to investigators. Police and EMTs were called about 8 p.m. to the area of Plain Hardware on Beaver Valley Road, where a 55-year-old male victim was suffering an apparent gunshot wound through both legs. Chief of Patrol Seth Bueller told NCWLIFE News the man was driven to the scene after being shot somewhere on Chumstick Highway. However, Bueller says neither the victim nor the woman who drove him have answered questions about how the injury occurred. The man was treated at Confluence Health Hospital in Wenatchee. The case is still under investigation. The 82 plaintiffs suing Confluence Health over their refusal to be vaccinated for COVID-19 must answer questions from the health system's lawyers, including questions about their religious beliefs. That's the ruling from Douglas County Judge Brian Huber, who's hearing the case. The group alleges their faith barred them from receiving the shot as required by Confluence and by a state emergency order in 2021. The hospital system placed such employees on leave until they chose to receive the shots and then terminated them if they did not. Their lawyer, former East Wenatchee Mayor Steve Lacey, argued the questions about his client's religious beliefs in advance of trial were improper, but Huber turned down that argument. No trial date has been set. The company planning a solar farm development on Badger Mountain has told the state it will pause its efforts for at least 2 to 3 months. Avangrid Renewables says it will spend that time reevaluating public comments that it's received about the proposed 200-megawatt generation site, including those from indigenous residents concerned about Badger Mountain's cultural significance. The effort to build a solar station has been underway since 2021, with many opponents citing both native cultural concerns as well as the endangered sage grouse, which has habitat in the area. The state council that oversees solar installations recently ordered Avangrid to conduct a new survey of cultural resources in the project area, while the State Department of Ecology wants a better assessment of potential wetland impacts. When we come back, Chelan County Housing Program Manager Sasha Sleeman is heading to a new government role. We'll tell you what it is. And the Master Gardener Foundation of Chelan and Douglas counties has relaunched its Buy a Garden Brick fundraiser. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
It's a great time to go into the medical profession, and this is the perfect place to start, because this is going to provide you that basic understanding in order to get into medical school, physical therapy school. So when you are ready to head on your career pathway, wherever it is, then you've already had some experience and say, oh, it's so cool. This is exactly what I want to do. So really, you're going to leave me with 13 college credits and a license with the state of Washington.
Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
Are you tired of getting less for your money? At Abby's, our founders placed over 100 slices of pepperoni on a giant pizza, and 60 years later, they haven't changed a thing. Order real value at abbys.com. Right now, fresh and juicy tomatoes are in season. That's why Abby's is celebrating summer with a special pizza covered edge to edge with beef and Canadian bacon. And if you want it covered with fresh tomatoes, they'll do that too. Enjoy Abby's August special pizza at a very special price.
I have no idea what I'm doing. That's why we need you. We need people to run cameras so I can get back down on the broadcast and talk about what's going on. We pay $75 per event. If it's sports, if it's a parade, if it's Apple Blossom, if it's a Super Oval, $75. If that sounds like some extra good money for you, we'd love you to be part of our team. All you have to do is email me, sports@ncwlife.com. sports@ncwlife.com. In the meantime, I gotta go figure out this camera.
Chelan County Housing Program Manager Sasha Sleeman is heading to a new role. Sleeman will head to the Housing Authority of Chelan County and the City of Wenatchee as the new Executive Director. During the Chelan County Commissioner meeting today, Economic Services Director Ron Kreidelbaugh announced Sleeman's resignation, saying her last day will be in the beginning of October. Sleeman has been working with the county since 2021 and in her current role since April of last year. Sleeman could not be immediately reached for comment. An East Wenatchee man was convicted in Chelan County Court on Friday of 7 out of 8 counts in a 2020 sexual assault case. 48-year-old Israel Gonzalez Munoz was arrested that fall on allegations that he raped and assaulted a 20-year-old woman at a Wenatchee apartment who was unconscious and unable to consent. Gonzalez admitted to sexual contact with the victim but claimed it was consensual. The jury took just 2 hours to convict him of 1 count of second-degree rape, plus assault with sexual motivation, and 5 counts of voyeurism for photographing the victim without her knowledge during the incident. Judge Robert Jordan ordered Gonzalez to be held in jail until his sentencing, scheduled for September 18th. The Wenatchee Valley Fire Department is celebrating the Valley's embrace of its fire benefit charge program. Voters in Chelan and Douglas counties approved the new method for funding fire protection by a whopping 65% in last week's election. The measure lowers the property tax rate for fire service to just 50 cents per $1,000 of assessed value, and then adds on a rate based on square footage of the property and how it's used. Fire Chief Brian Brett says the change will help keep his department in the black for the foreseeable future. Now, commissioners for the 2 county fire districts must vote to set that rate at a regular meeting this fall. The Master Gardener Foundation of Chelan-Douglas counties has relaunched its Buy a Garden Brick fundraiser. WSU Master Gardeners is a local nonprofit that orchestrates an annual plant and insect clinic and also hosts educational community events and classes on gardening. Proceeds from the Buy a Garden Brick fundraiser will fund the organization's educational outreach. Those interested can purchase a brick and have it engraved with a name or message for $100. All engraved bricks will be featured in the Community Education Garden on Western Avenue. Bricks can be purchased by filling out and mailing an order form from WSU Master Gardener's website. Coming up next, the Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority held a groundbreaking ceremony this morning for the $7.7 million remodel of the General Aviation Terminal Building at Pangborn Memorial Airport. More on that in tonight's feature story. Thunderstorms continue to rumble across parts of the North Cascades with a flash flood watch in place through this evening. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
The Lake Chelan Chamber of Commerce presents Wonders of Wooden Avenue.
As Chelan's premier lifestyle store, Willow, find unique home decor, clothing, jewelry, and more. Come visit for a welcoming and memorable shopping experience.
Lake Chelan Sports is the place to find top brands like Hoka, On's, Patagonia, and now a full line of Warrior products. With excellent customer service, Lake Chelan Sports has what you need.
Wonders of Wooden Avenue, North Central Washington's premier shopping district.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Continental Surf Cup at Lakeside Surf. Oh my gosh.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCWLIFE app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCWLIFE app now.
In tonight's features story, the Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority held a groundbreaking ceremony this morning for the $7.7 million remodel of the General Aviation Terminal Building at Pangborn Memorial Airport. The event featured remarks from port representatives as well as from U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell, who was awarded a plaque at the ceremony for her support of the project.
This building, we also did an assessment, has lots of deficiencies. Basically, the roof here, don't worry, it's not going to cave in, but during the winter time, the roof trusses are overstressed. We've got a dilapidated interior building. We have lack of ADA access into this building, which is a no-no. Poor insulation, poor ventilation, insufficient power, outdated lighting, and so we are just going to completely redo this. And you can see the photos in your program. And the other thing, the reason of why, is that we have an outstanding board of directors that really wants to do things in a really important way. And we talked to them about this building. Instead of them saying, well, just do the minimum, they said, no, we are going to make a statement. This GA terminal building is the front door to world-class tourism and lots of stuff, and we're going to make a statement, and we're going to spend the money to do it right. Let me give you a little history of the building that we're in so that you can have a little bit of background. So this terminal was constructed in 1956, and it represents kind of very unique characteristics and methods of construction during this time, and so it qualifies to be on the National Register of Historic Places, and we've elected to honor that and do an adaptive reuse. When this is done, this GA terminal building is going to be spectacular. There's going to be a front desk greeting area. There's a beautiful public waiting area that's going to be in here, a separate pilot's lounge, ADA restrooms, ADA locker rooms, shower, quiet rooms for pilots that need sleep, conference rooms, and FB operations and offices. So it's going to be a great facility.
Well, today's a great day at Wenatchee and at Pangborn because the airport is really trying to get an upgrade so it can attract more jobs to the region. And the fact that this is such a historic facility, but not really able to accommodate all the business and general aviation traction that this community could have, to say nothing of the whole, Valley region. So really important upgrade for the community, really great to work with the port and all the different interests here. It's proven that most economic development happens within 10 miles of an airport. So the more capacity we build at Pangborn, And here we're trying to build capacity not just for general aviation but commercial aviation. But they kind of go hand in hand. When you grow both of them together, it shows that the region has more business opportunities, more consumers that want to fly, and hopefully we'll be able to also add flights in the future. But today, we're here to talk about the business aviation side of it, and it means more jobs and possible businesses in the region.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope your weekend was fantastic and your week off to a good start today. It was a nice day out there. A little bit of downgraded air, and this is our shot from this afternoon outside our weather window looking from our Billy Goat Sky-Fi Tower camera up in Okanagan County. There's Pateros and there's Brewster, and you can see a little downgraded air up north that way. We were all, though, in the good category today, even here in Wenatchee Valley, but we certainly saw that haze as well. And speaking of Okanagan County, flash flood watch still in effect, and that'll go until 9 o'clock tonight. We're talking the towns of Winthrop, Omak, and up into Republic. It could slide a little farther south into Chelan County. And speaking of Chelan County, a huge thunderstorm rumbled through this morning, dropped about an inch of rain about near the 25-mile fire scar in Chelan County. So yeah, they're out there. And we're going to keep our eye on northern Okanagan County through this evening. Today's high temperature about where we should be for this time of year, 87 unofficially. 88 is our normal high temperature. Started off the day at 68, 62 is our normal low for now. 103 our record high in that scorching hot year of 2015. 53 our low this morning, and that our record I should say, and that was set in 1991. Sun came up at 5:54. And the sun goes down tonight at 8:16. Already temperatures for Tuesday, and they will be a lot like today, maybe even a little bit cooler. 84s for Moses Lake and Ephrata, 85 in Quincy, also 85 in Wenatchee up through Eniat, and then just a touch warmer in Chelan and up into Omak. Omak should see a high of 87 tomorrow. The cool spot, beautiful in Lake Wenatchee with a high temperature of 80 degrees. Tonight we expect widespread haze to continue, maybe some breezy conditions right here in central Washington. Not a lot to worry about as far as rain or as far as wind goes. Still some scattered showers though. Remember that up in the northern part of the Cascades, and keeping our eye on that as well. More haze in our forecast for Tuesday. It should be a lot like today. A little bit cooler though. We just talked about that with highs generally for us in the mid 80s as we get through Tuesday, and temperatures they're going to cool down as we move into the eastern part of the state, especially by the end of the week, maybe even just some upper 70s over there. For Wednesday, sunny skies. It will be mild for Wednesday. Again, very comfortable out there with high temperatures in those mid 80s for midweek. On Thursday, mostly sunny skies, but this is where an area of low pressure, and notice the showers circulating around this low. That won't affect us much on Thursday with mostly sunny skies and highs in the upper 80s. But as we get into the end of the week on Friday, that low slides down into southeast Washington, and some of those showers could head our way. We have a 30% chance for rain on Friday. High temperatures in the mid 80s, so a bit of a cool down from Thursday into Friday. And then on Saturday, that low slides just a little bit farther to the southeast. We're going to keep about a 20% chance for very scattered showers on Saturday. And boy, it's going to cool down a little more with highs to start our weekend in the lower 80s. Should feel great out there on Saturday. Sunday, a nice one too. Low pressure. It's actually bringing some warmer air our direction, and we'll stay mostly clear on Sunday and comfortable with high temperatures in the mid 80s. All right, your 7-day forecast. 62 overnight tonight. We're going to see some cooler overnight lows as we make our way through the week. Haze and 85 tomorrow. A couple of nice days for Wednesday and Thursday. mid to upper 80s with generally mostly sunny skies. And then our weather turns a little bit on Friday and Saturday. A slight chance for showers. I think our better chance for rain will be on Friday. 84 your high on Friday, 82 Saturday, and then a nice end to our weekend on Sunday with mostly sunny skies and high temperatures then of 84 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
I have no idea what I'm doing. That's why we need you. We need people to run camera so I can get back down on the broadcast and talk about what's going on. We pay $75 per event. If it's sports, if it's a parade, if it's Apple Blossom, if it's a Super Oval, $75. If that sounds like some extra good money for you, we'd love you to be part of our team. All you have to do is email me, sports@ncwlife.com. sports@ncwlife.com. In the meantime, I gotta go figure out this camera.
Happy Monday. The Mariners wrapped up their best weekend of baseball all season Sunday with a 12-1 thumping of the New York Mets. Not only did the win complete a 3-game sweep of the visitors, but Seattle did so in front of a national television audience on ESPN. Especially coming through for the Mariners was Cal Raleigh.
For his 25th of the year, 2 more runs batted in, and just like that, a 1-0 game has been turned on its head. Careful for Raleigh, who's already got one. He steps in and another one. Cal Raleigh, a 3-run shot, second of the night, and he jumped on another first pitch.
Pitchers usually trying to get ahead early in the count. They don't want to fall behind, so just something I've been taught since I was, young, be ready to go first pitch. So we know that, our pitching we're heavily relying on our pitching. They're great. Our starters, we go with those guys, and our bullpen's also great. So, when we can score some runs, put some runs on the board, and, cause some chaos on the bases, things like that, kind of sparks some offense. We know that we're a really tough team to beat, and we know that pitching wins championships, and New York Mets are a good team. You got veteran guys over there.
Luis Castillo earned the 10th win of the season for him, going 6 innings, allowing just 1 run on 9 strikeouts. Manager Scott Service proud of his club after the sweep.
Our guys showed up to that great effort, fun ball game. Certainly, like I said, a lot of excitement in the ballpark, just a great vibe, and credit to our players. We had a great series. We caught the Mets on the back end of a long road trip on the West Coast, and you got to take advantage of that. We certainly have been on the back end of long trips on the East Coast. So, again, every night I start with our pitching, and then the rock was awesome. And, when that shadow starts creeping across the middle of that field here later in the season, it's really tough. It's tough to see when you got the kind of movement that Luis Castillo has with his pitches. It can be really devastating. I thought he threw the ball great. They had some traffic against him, but he made pitches to get out of it. He gave the 1 run, the only run we surrendered in this series, which is remarkable.
Seattle has an off day today before beginning a series in Detroit tomorrow against the Tigers at 3:40 on Root Sports Northwest. Well, Houston wrapped up a 3-game sweep of Boston Sunday Sunday with a 10-2 win. Astros and Mariners emerged from the weekend in a virtual tie for first place. Texas dropped to 7.5 games back with an 8-7 loss to the Yankees. The Angels beat Washington 6-4, while the A's topped Toronto 8-4. The Seahawks began the preseason schedule last Saturday on the road with a victory over the Chargers in Los Angeles. Well, the Seahawks got off to a 1-0 start down here in L.A. against the Chargers, knocking off the Bolts by a final of 16-3, and 13 of those points scored in the second quarter. Sam Howell actually looked pretty good. Geno Smith was not even mentioned in this one because he is still banged up a little bit, and they wanted to get Sam Howell a good look, and boy, did he get a good look. Howell finished the game on the night 16-27 with a touchdown, and that touchdown was to Brady Russell, who finished with 3 receptions for 25 yards in the game. The Seahawks, dominated this one. The big question was about Mike McDonald's defense and how that would look, and I'll tell you, it looked pretty darn good. The time of possession advantage for the Seahawks, 39 minutes to 20, 325 yards of offense to 198, and a lot of that was garbage time down the stretch. So the Seahawks 1-0 in the preseason. They'll head to Tennessee this week to take on the Titans. In fact, take them on during the week, too. They've got a couple of practices with Tennessee before the game on Saturday. Then Seattle wraps up the preseason at home against Cleveland at Lumen Field. Again, here in L.A., good start for the campaign for Mike McDonald and the Seahawks as they get the win over the Chargers by a final of 16-3. Here at SoFi Stadium, I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE channel. Seattle kicks off at Tennessee against the Titans this Saturday afternoon. That will be at 4 o'clock. The Apple Sox got a brilliant pitching performance by Quincy Vassar to keep their postseason run alive with a 9-1 win over Victoria last night. The veteran southpaw out of Brewster struck out 8 while tossing a complete game for Wenatchee as Vassar helped the Apple Sox force a decisive Game 3 tonight. 0-2 count. Pitch swung on and missed, and another strikeout for Quincy Vassar. That is 8 strikeouts on the night. Back to the top of the order for the MVP for the Harbor Cats this summer, Michael Crosland. 1-0 to Crosland. 1 out here, or 2 outs in the inning. Pitch on the way, swung on a ground to the shortstop, and they'll flip to second. There we go. And a complete game victory for Quincy Vassar. He goes 9 completes and gets the win. And what a job. Wenatchee and Victoria will play the deciding Game 3 tonight at 6:35. We'll have that live right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Well, the other North Division series also going to a Game 3 after Bellingham shut out Edmonton last night 2-0. Those two teams will meet again tonight at 6:35 at Joe Martin Field. Portland wrapped up its series with Bend with a big 16-6 victory. The Pickles will play at Corvallis for the South Division Championship Wednesday after the Knights eliminated Ridgefield last night 12-5. The winners of tonight's Wenatchee-Victoria game will play the winner of the Bells and Riverhawks. That'll be Wednesday at the highest seed for the North Division Championship. WCL Championship is set for the highest remaining seed in the tournament Friday at 6:35. Well, it's been kind of a rough week for the Columbia River 13U team from Wenatchee at the Babe Ruth World Series. After falling to Shreveville, Indiana 2-1 Friday, the team known as Greater Wenatchee in the tournament fell to the host team, Glen Allen, Virginia, yesterday 11-1. Their final game in pool play is today against North Providence Smithfield, Rhode Island. Meanwhile, the Wenatchee All-Stars went 1-1 yesterday in their first day of the Cal Ripken World Series in Indiana. After falling to Southeastern Kentucky 13-1, Wenatchee bounced back to beat Vincennes, Indiana 10-9. They were to face a team from Arlington, Virginia today before playing a Czechoslovakian team tomorrow in pool play. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Monday.
Before you know it, Wenatchee Wild hockey season will be here. Kids will be coming in to play hockey at one of the finest facilities you're going to find anywhere in the Western Hockey League, and they need places to stay. Billet families with Clarkie and Jason. They need a place to stay, and you can help out the Wenatchee Wild because they help us out. Next edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCWLIFE app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCWLIFE app now.